All right then, part two of Raise My Rent by David Gilmour. Now, where we left off, we're leading into a section of the track where there's a bit of a tonal shift and a key change, and so we're heading into this right here. That little section there, right? So we're here on the, we're sliding in, starting this lick, sliding into 9 of the D string, 7, 9 of the G, and then finishing on the 8 of the B. So this whole lick takes place right in that little box. Off to 7, back on 8 for a bend. You want to, when you bend that 8, you really want to hear that pre-bend release, right? Pre-bend. A little bend release, 9 off to 7. And then we're into this. Double bend there on that 8. Finishing with this. Like I said, all on the 7, 9 of the G, 7, 8 of the B. So now we're going to shift up here to the 12th fret position, but let's recap that before we move on. Right, so that's that section. One more time. Right, and then we're into this. So 14th fret, 12, 15 of the B. So you're going to start with a bend on the 14, and then back onto that 14 for a bend release. And then a little trill between 12 and 14, and then back it up to 11. Back onto the 12 for a double hit, and then back off to the 11 again. And then we're into this. So we're going to pick that 11 again, and then we're going to go into a full step bend on the 12 of the B. Release it. Back to the natural note for a double hit. And then we're into that, and we're starting to add some little mutes here. Release, double hit. And then a little hammer on from 10 to 12 back to 10. And then you're going to do a little mute, and then you're going to hit the 8, another mute, and then you're going to go to the 7. Right? Back here on the 7s and 9s again. Just a little bend release, finishing on the 9 of the D. Into this. So that 9, you're going to quickly slide it back to 7. And then off to 5, back on to 7, off to 5, and finish on the 7 of the A. Now, we just finished on that 7 of the A, we're going to slide right back into it again. Now we're going to slide into the 5 of the D, and then do that. So we're going to slide into that 5, and then go 7, 9, and then 7 of the G. And then back onto the 9, quickly slide it back to the 7, off to 5, and finish on that 7 of the A again. And then finishing this section of the solo with this. Just all on the 5s and 7s of the A and the E. Little pull off, reapply there, 7 to 5 back to 7 of the low E. So that is the first section of this part of the solo. So from the beginning. Right? So when you slide out of that note, right, you're going to do a quick little down up muted little chug right into a full step bend at the 15th fret of the B string and let that ring. And then we're into this. That little section right there. So 8 off to 7. Just going to pull off. We're going to do this little pull off run. Right there. 8 off to 7. And then 9 off to 7 twice of the G. And then you're going to pull off 9 to 7 of the D, slide it back to 5, finish on the 7 of the A. Kind of like that. Right? And then we're going to go 5, 7 a couple of times. With little mutes in between, right? And then into this. Sliding 7 back to 5. Lots of little slides going on here. Finishing with a pull off from 5 to 3 to open. And that finishes this little phrase right there. Just back on the 7/5s again. Triple hit there on the 5 of the D before going back to the 7. Right, moving on into this. Little kind of scale run here at the neck position. So we're going to start with like 4 bends of the 2nd fret of the G. And then finally release it back to the natural note, and pull it off to open, and then grab the 2. And then we're just going to go kind of scale run right up the E minor. And then finally finish back on this 2nd of the D. Right? Into this. So off to open D, back onto the 2nd fret. back to open G, back to the 2, open G, bend at the second, grab the 3 of the B, and then we're into this little scale run. So that's the scale run. Finishing with a little pull off, a little bend release 2 off to open of the G, and finishing on the 2. Moving into this. So now we're in the 5th fret position here. So we're going to bend the 7th fret of the G and then 5/8 of the B. Right into a bend. And then you're going to do these little double pull-offs, 8 to 5, grabbing the 7 of the G, and repeat that twice. And then string skip up to the 7th fret of the D to finish that little phrase. Into this. Most of that lick taking place on the D string, 5, 7, and 9. Moving into this. Just open D, 2 to D, open G, back to 2, into this. Second fret, G string, bend release off to open. And then you're just going to go open, reapply like, I don't know, 7, 8 times. 4 into 5, hit that twice. A little down, up, down, 3 times actually. Into this. All on the 12s and 14s of the D and the G. Step and a half bend. That's a full step bend. The first one is a step and a half. Now this bend is a full step. And so up to that point from this section of the solo, right? You know, that little section there, grab some pinch harmonics, right? And again, a lot of little mutes in between these notes. through that a whole bunch of times. I don't know how many times, maybe 8 times. That bend, we're gonna kind of pre-release, pre-bend, release, pre-bend, release. And then finally release it off to the 12. Back down to the neck here, another bend on the 2, bend release off to open of the G, couple pull-offs finishing on the 2 of the D, into this, starting on the open A, finishing with a pull-off from 3 to open. From the beginning of this section here, from these little double stop, 12th fret, G and B string. I'm gonna strike that like 4 times. Back to the neck. Into that lick right there. So, where are we? So we're coming out of the double stops, 12th fret. And now this scale run here. So bend, release, then grab the 3 of the B back into the bend. Now down to the high E and right into the scale run. So that little section there where you're after the scale run, you're coming off to the open D onto the 2nd fret a whole bunch of times. Down to the 2nd of the G, 3 or 4 bends, and then release off to open. So that's the scale run after the double stop. Right into this. And now we're starting to fade out. This is very near the end of the solo. He just starts playing up here. It starts losing a bit of its cohesiveness here. He's just playing like blues licks, right? He jumps up here to the 12th fret position. Plays a lick something like that. You know, 14 and then the 12, 15s of the B. Plays a lick something like that. And then a bend, 14, 12, 15 into a bend. Sliding into 17 of the B and then 15, 17 of the high E. You know, plays a little lick like that all as it's fading out, right? So from the double stops here. And that's the end of the track. So let's run through that entire solo, the second half of the solo, part 2, and then we'll be done. friends, that is how you play Raise My Rent, David Gilmour, from his first solo album from I don't know what year this was, 70, 77, 78 maybe. Certainly hope you found that helpful. It's pretty accurate, you know, I'd give it maybe 98%. You know, I learned this one by ear. I don't think there's any other tutorials out there for this one. So, you know, if you did enjoy this video and it helped you out, please hit that like button, drop me a subscribe if you haven't done that already, as that would be awfully nice. Hope you're well out there in your little guitar corner of the world, wherever that may find you, and we will see you next time. Cheers.